Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Yo, man, so I've been out for like 8 days on vacation, man. While I was out there, man, I'm with my kids and we chilling, man. So I watched the Deontay David Benavidez fight, but for the most part, when I'm out there with my boys, man, I ain't thinking about nothing but my kids, man. But now that I'm back in the pocket, it's all about holding your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Yo, let me tell you something, man. The secret society's in full effect. Those key decision makers behind the scenes, these sanctioning bodies, these commissions, all these different players in the game. If only the fly on the wall could talk. But when you take a look at what they did to Deontay Wilder, just let you know, people, when it comes to boxing, all these fighters can say that I'm my own boss. Yeah, I do this, I do that. Yeah, I'm the new Mayweather. Hey, you hold your horses. No, you're not. Mayweather actually signed his own checks. But ain't nobody out here doing that. Mayweather, no kidding, had communication with these companies that were dealing with the final pay-per-view figures. So Floyd Mayweather he was in a league of his own. These other fighters don't have that. Okay? So that being said, talking about the heavyweights and the guy like Deontay Wilder, he talks so much about being his own boss. He made some decisions, but you take a look at how across these divisions, these updates that they're making, and you take a look at it, it's a little scary. Now this is what, as of 15 June, this is what the heavyweight rack and stack looks like. Usyk still what he is. Fury's still number 1. Joshua's number 2. Parker's number 3. Zhang's 4. Caballel's 5. I still don't understand how Caballel bubbled his way all the way up to number 5. He beat Makhmudov. He beat Frank Sanchez. But goddamn, the bubble all the way up to number 5. I just don't get it. Dubois, number 6. He and Parker and Zhang have been able to kind of figure some things out, right? But Dubois, he's on his way. Jared Anderson, number 7. I still just don't get how he's there, but he is. Joyce is number 8. Again, not so sure. Hrgovic still hanging on at number 9. And look what they got at number 10. Efe Ajagba. But what happened to Deontay Wilder? Where is the Bronze Bomber? Oh, let me show you what they did with the Bronze Bomber. Let's come on down here. Move on down the road. Look, my boy is ranked number 15 of the WBC. And when it comes to these other sanctioning bodies, he's not even ranked in the WBO. He's not even ranked in the IBF. And Deontay Wilder is still barely holding on at number 10 in the WBA. But the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, who loved him so much, gave his ass the boot. Because they don't need him no more. Remember Deontay Wilder kissing the WBC belt, kissing Mauricio the Nose Suleiman on the forehead? What happened to all that shit? This man ripped that belt for 5 years, 10 title defenses. Mauricio. How y'all do Deontay Wilder like that? It's crazy. You got Arslanbek Makhmudov above Deontay Wilder. But I get it. Deontay Wilder had, 5 fights, lost 4. Getting binged and shit in the ring. I guess there's only so much they can do for you. But the bottom line, people, look at what you got here to start to mix it up. Usyk, Dubois, Parker, and Char. I mean, goddamn. Usyk, we kind of get it, right? No AJ on there, no Wilder on there. You got Char under the WBA. You got to be kidding me. Then you got DeBar and Parker. Times are changing, people. And you come down to the cruiserweights as of 15 June. I'll be honest with you. Man, outside of Apatow and what's his name, who's still trying to get a big fight. What's his name? Badu Jack. Man, I don't know who the hell these dudes are. I know Rick Kapoor just fought, and I know who Breedis is because Apatow put the bing bings on him. But really, and Zerdo, but ain't nobody know that this division, this boring ass division, and what's his name is talking about going back there. What's his name? Usyk. Why would Usyk even want to go back to cruiserweight? Because he tired of getting them damn heavyweight bing bings put on him. You come down to light heavyweight. What happened to David Benavidez? You know what I'm saying? My man came up there, put the bing bings on Gvozdyk. He got Beterbiev was the only other guy to beat Gvozdyk, and he stopped him in the 11th round, so that shows you how tough Gvozdyk is. Beterbiev, Bivol, Boatsi, Yardy, Smith, Aziz, Gvozdyk, which to me should drop off here. Ramirez, Hutchinson, Ismailov. But bottom line is David Benavidez, he's kind of floating between divisions, and they don't seem to really want to give him too much credit as a 175-pound fighter right now. Because if that fight had 2 more rounds, then I think Gvozdyk would have stopped him. That's just my opinion, man. Some people disagree. I think David Benavidez did some great work in that fight, being the smaller guy in the ring. He was actually the smaller guy, but pushing the big man back. And I'm not going to say I think he was hurting him, but he definitely wasn't about to tranquilize him, but he was hurting him. But down the stretch, you can see David Benavidez fatigued because he's trying to keep this goddamn monster off of him. And Gvozdyk started landing some shots. But bottom line is, the secret society, let me tell you what they're about to do. They're about to use up David Benavidez, people. They're about to use him up. They're going to put him up there at 175 because 168, he's never going to get the opportunity he wants. And he's going to be at 175 fucking fighting these monsters. He was barely able to keep off Gvozdyk. Gets in there with a guy like Bivol, I'm not sure Benavidez beats him. I don't care what he says about the sparring stories. Benavidez fighting Beterbiev. I don't think he's going to be able to sit there and beat a guy like Beterbiev based on him not being able to do much damage to Gvozdyk. And I'm just being honest with you. I think David Benavidez is an amazing fighter, but I think he had an advantage at 168 with his size, and he had a little bit more power. He had fast hands. But something that I noticed here, let's pay attention, right? Juan Manuel Marquez. Juan Manuel Marquez has always been an outstanding counterpuncher, boxer. He had some decent power. Man never looked like that, ripped up like a damn... like he was ready to go on the beach and just chill in a Speedo. The man was ready for baby oil. His physique, when he went to that Pacquiao fight, in that 4th fight, he had Angel Heredia. Didn't want to fight him after that. Turned down, I think it was like $100 million or some crazy shit. Didn't want to fight him again, right? But the bottom line is he never looked like that ever in his whole career. Never. What did he do? We don't know. You come now and you take a look at David Benavidez before Caleb Plant. He always dominated, but he never looked the way he looked for that Caleb Plant fight. He had Angel Heredia in his corner. He kind of looked stripped up, shredded and ripped up, kind of like Marquez did. Put the bing bings on Plant. Fought Andre with Heredia, put the bing bings on him. He fought this guy here, Gvozdyk. I don't know if he had Heredia in his corner. So what happened? Is it the weight? Maybe that's what it is, right? Tyson Fury, out there working with this guy, Dr. Usman Sajjad, across, I think, the particular last 2 Wilder fights for sure. Right? The last 2 Wilder fights. Then he goes and fights Francis Ngannou. No Usman Sajjad. And he looks horrible. Makes you wonder what happened there. David Benavidez again. if he goes in to fight Bivol and Beterbiev, based on how he looked against Gvozdyk, I'd have to question that. But you look how Tyson Fury was able to get his shit together for the Usyk fight, right? I believe he had Usman Sajjad in his corner again. Man looked pretty damn good, but he played around too much and got touched. Now, Usyk would have never hurt him if Deontay Wilder hadn't taken a pound of flesh out of him already. But Fury looked like the Fury who slim, trim, and shapes, looked strong, everything looked good, but he played around too much. With David Benavidez, if he goes up to fight Bivol and Beterbiev, is he going to do like Tyson Fury now and bring back on Heredia? Now again, I'm not saying David Benavidez is doing anything illegal. What I'm saying is his secret weapon is that Heredia. And I don't think he needs him necessarily. But Heredia does amazing things with fighters. I have a way I feel about that Marquez shit, of course. Well, with Benavidez, I just would think if he's going to fight Bivol and Beterbiev, he better bring Heredia on because I just think it's an uphill battle for him. And that's just the way I see it. But Bivol and Beterbiev is a good fight. I'm not convinced Bivol is a knockout artist all of a sudden because he got a knockout over a nobody. I don't know. The guy was from some country where like Iran or he's Iranian or some shit. Ain't no boxers coming out of Iran. Bottom line is the fight to make here is Bivol Beterbiev. But the secret society and the Turkey al-Sheikh is trying to ruin Benavidez. Now you see he's still here at 168, ranked number 1 behind Canelo. Again, I think he should be fighting Morrell or Canelo, but it is what it is. Looks like Berlanga is going to get that fight. Secret society's in full effect. If Benavidez comes down to 168, he's got to sweat off something. Didn't look like he had much fat on him to me at 175, but he got to sweat off something at 168. Maybe Canelo has even more of an upper hand in addition to his experience, and now Benavidez cutting weight and muscle, and Canelo gets and tranquilizes him. But then, so that's one aspect of how the secret society is sitting here messing around with these fighters. Another aspect is how you look at Eddie Hearn, who's well connected with the secret society, and how Eddie Hearn, when you take a look at who's number 1 in the WBO, Diego Pacheco, an Eddie Hearn fighter, who's number 1 in the WBA, an Eddie Hearn fighter. How about that? So Eddie Hearn has 2 fighters in the queue ready to fight Canelo. How did that happen? Who did Diego Pacheco beat to become ranked number 1 by the WBO? Who the hell did Berlanga beat to become number 1 in the WBA? Now, when you come down here and you take a look at the IBF, Berlanga's ranked number 4, Pacheco's 5. The WBC, Pacheco's ranked number 3, Berlanga's ranked number 9. So, again, it just, for me, it makes me wonder how. But we know how. The secret society's in full effect. Someone's not holding the horses and taking it to the stupid. So the fight that should happen really is Benavidez-Canelo. So to me, Canelo has an upper hand now because Benavidez has went up. Canelo sees what Benavidez really does against guys who are a bit bigger and happen to be a sparring partner of Canelo's, Gvozdyk. So Canelo, if he was dominating Gvozdyk, he probably feels good about fighting Benavidez. Benavidez has to lose that weight to come down, and again, Canelo has an advantage. But if that doesn't happen, Canelo has an easy fight with Berlanga. Looks like that's the route they're going, Puerto Rico versus Mexico. But I'm not so sure the Puerto Ricans are ready to get behind Berlanga the way they were ready and are ready to get behind Suber and Matias again. So I'm not so sure that that's as big of a fight as Eddie Hearn thinks it is. But then you got Mexico versus Mexico. Diego Pacheco, I don't know if he was born in Mexico or not. Bottom line is, that could be another good fight. But I don't think Pacheco or Berlanga is ready for Canelo. The one guy who I think gives him the best fight would be Benavidez, but again, they've kind of taken a pound of flesh out of him by forcing him to lose now, 160, 175, 7 pounds of muscle, which I think is foul. Secret Society's in full effect, 160. Alan Canuli, ain't nobody trying to put their fighter in with Alan Canuli. Horrible that they won't put nobody in with him. There's one person I think will scrap. He goes by the name of Hamza Shiraz, ranked number 3. I think he would get in there. Arizona De Lara, they need to put a fork in him and get him the fuck up out of boxing. He ain't doing nothing but taking up space. Eubank Jr., my man, if you're not going to fight, you need to get the fuck out of here too. Nursultanov, another one of them Kazakh King Kongs. Garcia, Cash Smith, and Oliha. I have no idea who Oliha is. He kind of looks like F.A. Jagba. But the bottom line is when you take a look at the rack and stacks here, you can see Alan Canuli is a guy, to me, that should already have an undisputed champion at 160. I just think Alan Canuli struggling to get the fight. Carlos Adames should be trying to get at Lara, or he should be trying to fight Alan Canuli. But I don't know what they're going to do here. There's some secret society shit going on here that's precluding an undisputed champion. Why? I don't know quite yet. But I do know the WBC has a whole lot to do with it, how they protected damn Jamal Charlo. Matter of fact, when you take a look at the WBC, Jamal Charlo is nowhere to be found, people. What happened to Jamal Charlo? He is gone. He has dropped off of the rankings. Now, that is a little bit of the secret society and a whole lot of Jamal Charlo and Jamel being dumb. Okay? But that is crazy. So, again, some of the familiar faces we saw them before are gone. Now, Jamel Charlo is still holding on. That's because he's the ring champion and the lineal champion at 154. But we all know at 154, that is a bubbling division. Take a look at the champions, Madrimov. Crawford's about to fight him. Crawford could lose, but I got Crawford winning that fight. Fundora is about to fight Errol Spence, who's ranked number 1. Secret society's in full effect because Errol Spence has done nothing to be ranked at number 1 at 154. But anyway, you know how it goes. He's going to fight Fundora. Errol Spence will lose. You got Bakhram Murtazaliev. I think he's fighting Lubin. That's a tough fight. I hope Lubin pulls it off. But if not, Murtazaliev continues to fight on and probably go into a unification. Then you got Fundora over here. So you got Tim Tszyu. He needs to get his head patched up before he gets back in the ring. Virgil Ortiz is still looking for an opponent. The bottom line is the 154-pound division has secret society written all over it. Because goddamn, if Jamel Charlo's not going to fight, take his goddamn belts. Even the lineal, I know you got to beat somebody for it, but take that shit from him. Errol Spence bubbling up here, getting opportunity. Looks like ultimately they're trying to get the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence rematch at 154. Don't know if it's going to happen, but you can look at this and see there's all kind of hands in the pot stirring it up. This isn't something that's happening organically here, people. This is a goddamn everybody involved, commissioners, promoters, everybody trying to figure out what's the best move to make the most money. You come down here to the welterweight division, they need to get Terrence Crawford off here. His ass is out, he's at 154. Just take him off the goddamn list. But the bottom line is, Boots is the boogeyman and Boots can't get a goddamn fight. It's horrible to see Boots in the position he's in. I don't care who he fights next. It's not who he's supposed to fight, and he's never going to get the big fights unless he leaves 147. But he's just got to try to clip everyone there at 147. All the champions become undisputed. I think he beats Norman Jr. I think he beats Barrios. I think he beats Amantis Stanionis. I do. I think Boots has an easy route to undisputed. But once he does that, get the hell out of the division and bubble on. When you look at the names here, talk about the secret society. Conor Benn, ranked number 2 by the WBC. How is that? He's ranked number 3 by the WBA. How is that? Conor Benn's ranked number 7 by the WBO. And Conor Benn, they don't have him. Eddie Hearn didn't have the money to keep him there in the IBF. Bottom line, a guy like Conor Benn, who seems to be like, banned from goddamn boxing, right? Conor Benn is still out here, getting respect and getting ranked very high across these sanctioning bodies, which I just think is crazy. Anyway, you see that here they dropped Josh Taylor out, and so it is what it is, man. You come down to 140, another bubbling division. This division is so crazy, I don't know what to say. But as long as Bob Arum's around and he has guys at 140, you're going to always see crazy stuff like Teofimo Lopez and him being supposedly the guy who beat the guy at 140 and seeing the guy that he's about to fight, which is a joke. And seeing Devin Haney, secret society's in full effect. This man lost to Ryan. That shit turned to a no contest. All the crap going on there between Ryan and Devin, and a 1-year suspension, fine, not a 2-year, not indefinite, not letting us know the offspring that was in his system, if it affected his performance in the ring in a good or bad way. They just didn't say anything. They just came out, some soft touches to Devin, soft touches to Ryan, and just try to kind of just go the route with the least resistance to make sure, okay, we checked the box. Everybody should be happy. But bottom line is Devin Haney fights on. more secret society shit. He don't even want to fight his mandatory. He's trying to fight possibly Teofimo Lopez or Liam Paro. You know what I'm saying? So you can see Sandor Martin, who already got paid step-aside money, say, I'm not taking step-aside money. Watch Devin Haney drop that belt. And then Sandor Martin, I guess we have to fight Puello for the strap. But bottom line is, when you take a look at it, it's horrible what's going on at 140 pounds. Then you take a look at Regis Prograis. This man is begging for a fight. He could end up getting himself a championship fight, even though Devin Haney just put the bing-bings on him. But it's unfortunate. Look at Gary Antoine Russell. Got in there, man, and got himself into a bit of a tough fight. Got the bing-bings put on him by Puello. So now Gary Antoine Russell has to figure some things out as far as what he's going to do next. I think he needs a trainer. Catterall is a guy. Looks like everybody's going to duck him. Suber Matias, I still think he's the boogeyman. He's just a boogeyman who, for some reason, stopped punching. But in his next fight, he's going to have to punch and understand whoever he fights, they're going to use angles to frustrate him and turn him. And that's ultimately what caused him his downfall. Now, 135. This right here is a super interesting division. And the secret society is definitely in full effect because Lomachenko, you see, they keeping his ass ranked as the top dog at 135, which is complete bullshit. All right? I know some people say, well, he beat Devin Haney. No, he didn't. He lost. All right? No matter what you think, let's just deal with the facts. He lost. And I rewatched the fight and he lost. All right? So get over it. But when you take a look at this division, this guy is Zepeda. He's ready for an opportunity. Now, Gervonta's supposed to fight Lomachenko next. I want to see who gonna fight Zepeda. Shakur Stevenson's about to fight Haratunian, the guy who goddamn Frank Martin beat. But I mean, I don't even know what to say about what's going on right here. I do know that Baranchyk needs a fight, and then what should happen really is I would like to see Gervonta fight Shakir. Vasily and Baranchyk, they may not fight each other. They're both from Ukraine. But Shakir should fight Baranchyk, Gervonta fight Lomachenko, and then the winners fight each other. We get an undisputed champion. Simple. And then you got guys down here who can mix it up. De Los Santos, Keyshawn, Zepeda, Murataya. You know, Frank Martin still in the mix unless he goes to 140. But the secret society is definitely in full effect. At 130, O'Shaki Foster, he's about to fight Conseco. Yeah, Conseco's ranked number 1. That's a tough fight, man. But anyway, good fight. I don't know who's going to win, but it's a good fight. But in this division, there doesn't seem to be much of anything going on here that would make me say the secret society's in full effect. But we just got to wait and see how everything plays out. Now, when you get down to 126, this is where it gets a little interesting, right? Because Ray Ford, he got robbed against Nick Ball, but it is what it is. But at this weight division here, you just watch what's going to happen. Forget these guys in their position. Pay attention to this name right here. Ranked number 3 by the WBC, Bruce Carrington. Ranked number 3 by the WBO, Bruce Carrington. Ranked number 11 by the IBF, Bruce Carrington. And he is not ranked in the WBA. Let me tell you something. When it comes to Bruce Carrington, they are really trying to set this man up for Naoya anyway. I initially was saying Bruce Carrington would put the bing-bings on him. But I don't know what he did in his last fight. I don't understand what Bruce Carrington was doing. If he looked like he was just playing around. And maybe because the guy was on 4 weeks notice to take the fight. And Bruce was just basically having a sparring session playing around. But Bruce Carrington, Naoya anyway, that's something that they're definitely trying to build up to. But that Bruce Carrington that just fought, I think anyway has a field day with him. But maybe he did that just to, because anyway he's going to 126. I think he beats Nick Ball. I think he beats Ray Vargas, Espinoza, Lopez. You just don't know. But I mean, when you start getting up in weight like that, be able to 5th weight division or something, that's a lot. But we just have to wait and see. But the bottom line is they're already trying to control who's going to get I would say, first dibs at Naoya. And Naoya's team just wants to fight champions. But it looked like Bob Arum was trying to work that avenue to get Bruce in there. So again, secret society, trying to make sure they get what they want. They got some control over the fighters that they're loyal to and that are committed to giving them the best opportunities. So y'all gonna probably be disappointed when you see who gets that fight at 126 first. It may still be Bruce Carrington, but we gotta wait and see. And when you get below that, you got a this weight right here, the big dog Naoya Inoue. So it is what it is. A lot of people are pissed off because Naoya Inoue, they want him to fight Sam Goodman or someone else, but this whole talks about him fighting TJ Doheny. I don't know what's going to happen there, but what I will tell you is this guy Naoya Inoue, he can fight, he can scrap. But I do think that we should stop and recognize that Neri dropped him a shot Inoue wasn't prepared for because he was looking to land a big bomb of his own, but he got tranquilized. A little more torque on that fight, and he would have been knocked out cold. So for me, him going up to 126, 130, I think his team should really be careful about the opponent they select when bubbling up in weight, because those guys up there, they bring a little bit more to the table. And below that, man, I really don't have much to say about these guys here, except everyone here is from Asia. You got Japan. Oh, you got a little Puerto Rican there. You got a little Australian. You got a Filipino guy, Asian guy, a Mexican. They still got him holding on, another Asian cat, then Contreras. So the bottom line, man, even when you look at Gervonta Davis, I mean, secret society in full effect right there. They didn't want that man to fight none of them big names in the beginning. Now they're putting big money up behind him. Now they want him to go out there and fight big, high-profile fights to make sure that they can turn a profit. So, again, what you're seeing happening here, none of this shit is being done organically, people. It's just not the case. So it is what it is, man. But that being said, y'all pay attention, man. Deontay Wilder, Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, goddamn Alan Canuli. When you look at these weight divisions, man, you can see the shit that's going on. It's people who are involved, and they're going to make sure that the fights that they want to happen, and not the fights that need to happen. The shit is being controlled, man. You know what I mean? There's a puppet master, and it ain't even Al Heyman no more, right? It's everybody involved, and it's just ridiculous at this point. So just sit back and enjoy the ride, man, because the shit that we want to see, yeah, we're getting good fights, Turkey Al-Sheikh involved. And that guy is, if you take a look at what he's trying to do by buying out all the promoters, my man is really trying to turn this shit into a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be the tyrant. And it sounds to me like he admires the UFC's model, and he wants to be that one guy in charge, and who can tell you do this, you do that, you don't do this, you don't get this. Like, he wants to be running the show. And I just don't think it's going to work, because those guys, Bob Arum ain't giving up no goddamn top rank for no price. Eddie Hearn for sure ain't giving up Matchroom. Al Heyman, he may be able to get PBC, but he may be able to get Golden Boy. But again, we just have to wait and see what happens. Secret societies that run the world run boxing in full effect as always. Keep cool. I'm going to bed. In the breeze.